request Sir Abhay Patil to take over the proceedings.
Thank you, Peter. Good morning to all the participants logged into this international webinar. It is indeed an honor and privilege to welcome our eminent resource persons, Mrs. Pasang Dolma from Department of Swiss Red Cross, Switzerland, as well as Shri Shridhar Pattar, CEO, True North Consultant, Pune. We are fortunate indeed to learn from listening to both the speakers today. I, Dr. Abhay Patil, Head of the Department, extend a warm welcome on behalf of SKE Management, Principal, and all the staff members of RPD College. I also take this opportunity to welcome all the faculty members and student delegates from various institutions who are today with us. May I also commend Dr. Srimati S.I. Kitli for her continuous efforts in organizing this international webinar and bringing this important topic for discussion on this new platform of education. As we all know, COVID-19 is a global pandemic and serious threat to human health, which halted economic activities. However, it is also considered as a blessing in disguise, where pollution is reducing and nature is reviving itself. People often say that this pandemic is a divine punishment which has been unleashed on mankind. Such notions are being spread rampantly and have become the cause of negativity, distress, and despair in the minds of people around the globe. Some have begun to visualize this pandemic as a full stop for life. I feel that coronavirus is a form of shock treatment by the Creator to awaken our minds. It should not be viewed as a full point to life. Rather, it should be viewed as comma, which have invited man to pause, ponder, and proceed. Keeping this positivity in our mind, today the Department of Geography has organized this international webinar under the theme of environment sustainability as well as career opportunities in the field of geography. I once again take this opportunity to welcome our today's resource persons, Mrs. Pasang Dolma and Shri Shridhar Pattar. I also welcome the members of faculty and the undergraduate and postgraduate student participants from various institutions to this webinar. I once again welcome one and all, and I now request Dr. M.S. Kurni to introduce our first resource person and hand over the session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good morning to everyone. Myself, Dr. M.S. Kurni, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Geography, RPD College of Arts and Commerce, Tilakwadi, Belagavi. I take this is an honor and privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Shri Shridhar Pattar ji, a founder and CEO of True North Consultancy Company, Mumbai. True North Consultancy is one of the finest multi-service company. We give the best service to the company. Service includes consulting into jobs, banking correspondence, BPO, software development, market research, micro ATMs, bill payment, and travel tourism, etc., etc. He was also founder member of TNC firm, which was founded in the year 1999, which was the largest RPOs in the world at that time. After successful establishment of first RPO, he also consulted couple of international RPOs, which are multi-million dollars companies today. Speaking about his education, he has completed his primary and secondary education from Kendriya Vidyalayam, Belagavi. I'm very pleased with you that he is a proud alumni of our institution. He has completed his Bachelor of Arts degree from Rani Parvati Devi College of Arts and Commerce, Belagavi in the year 1993. He has completed his post-graduation degree in geography from Karnataka University, Dharwad in the year 1995 with securing gold medal. Shri Shridhar Pattarji has an excellent working background in various fields with various capacities. I am going to highlight only few of them. He has served as a managing director at UK-based company Atkinson Start Company, Mumbai for the period of 7 years. He worked as a director, business development at Swiss-based company Pure IT Group Private Limited, Pune. He worked as an operation director and co-founder for OS2I India Private Limited, Pune. He also served as a senior consultant at DMAC Technical Service Private Limited. He also served as a placement officer in Boston Education and Software Technologies Limited for Maharashtra zone. He also co-founder of Lateral Infotech Private Limited. He also served as a research associate for the major project undertaken by Department of Research and Studies in Geography, University of Pune, in association with Bremen University, Germany. By observing all these remarkable achievements of Sri Shridhar Pattarji, we come to conclusion that Sri Shridhar Pattarji is a legendary academician, active researcher, motivator, successful administrator, and eminent scholar. Above all, he is a good human being. Today, we are very fortunate to have such a great personality with us to deliver a special talk on career opportunities in geography, global and domestic scenario. I extend a very warm and hearty welcome to Sri Shridhar Pattarji on behalf of Department of Geography, Rani Parvatiji College of Arts and Commerce, Tilakwadi, Belagavi. With brief introduction of today's resource person, I will wind up my introduction speech. Have a good day. Thank you, one and all. I'll hand over just to Sri Shridhar Pattarji.
Good morning, everybody. And I thank Desai ma'am, who's the principal of RPD College, for inviting me to talk to you guys. And I also thank Mr. Patil, who's HOD of the Geography Department. Then I thank Sunanda and Mr. Kurne. They welcome me to start this, do this presentation. To tell you more about myself, I studied in RPD College. That was a very nice thing that RPD College invited me to talk on this occasion, to tell you about how the future of geography would be, career for geography students, what's going to happen, and all that stuff. Yeah. So I've been into all this geography, and I've done research for almost 3-4 years, and then after that I worked for German clients and all. So that's how I know a lot about what people are going to do in future, what's going to happen. Then I've got a little bit kind of 20 years experience wherein I'm talking. I mean, I've been meeting people, I've been doing business and all that stuff. That's how I know a little bit, which I would like to share with you guys. Yep. Excuse me. Okay, now to start off, yeah, I'd like to start with okay. So we talk about how the future is gonna be for Earth. Yeah, that is what would be most important, because we are the only planet. We have only one planet, which is Earth. Yeah. Apart from this, there's nothing else. I mean, at the moment, they are trying to find outside this, I mean, Earth, what's going to happen. But then outside Earth, there's no other planet. We have only one planet, and then it's most important that we kind of really preserve this. We have only one planet, so we need to take care and ensure that the planet is really a nice place to live in, and there is a good environmental I mean, association between humans and the environment. Yeah. So most important thing is to preserve this planet where it is dying. I mean, it's constantly, there's a situation of pollution. Then there are a lot of other situations because of which we are damaging Earth. So most important thing is preserving Earth. Okay. So we talk in detail slowly about what's going to happen in future and all that stuff, and then slowly move towards what you can do to preserve environment, to make Earth a better place for today and tomorrow. The effects won't be kind of immediate. I mean, if you're working on it, I mean, the effects won't be immediate. It is going to take some time, like say another 20 years for us to see that Earth has got a better environment, better prospects and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, now uh, how a geographer is gonna be helpful in the whole scenario. Okay, now there's a very important thing which I want to tell you guys. Being a geographer, I mean, you need to have certain this, I mean, feeling for the earth. Basically, I mean, you need to feel that you are connected to earth. You're like part of this whole ecosystem. Yeah, you have to only think about the earth, how you're going to make a better place. Yeah, because geography is only subject which covers almost all subjects into one particular thing, which shows like how you're connecting on the spatial aspects of the things. Okay, so for you guys, I mean, in future, what opportunities that you have to one is to as a career, as a this thing, I mean, what are you going to make yourself, what is your future, how you're going to make your career, that is one thing. And the second thing is how you're going to help preserve environment and all that stuff, because it is all going to be earth. The talks will be more on earth. Yeah. So in this particular space, like say for making earth a better place to live, that is first thing, better, cleaner, and it has a balance into the whole system. Like say humans are the not only one who's important on this earth. It's the whole environment. It is like say apart from humans, there are animal kingdom, plant kingdom, everything is really important. Okay, so if even if we, like say, there are a lot of animals getting extinct. Yeah, now animals are getting extinct, so we need to ensure that doesn't happen, because over a period of time a lot of animals and animal kingdom, plant kingdom has vanished from earth. I mean, so that's the reason a geographer starts playing a real important role in the whole planet. Yeah. So first of all, I mean, if we start thinking of what career you're going to make, yeah, out of your this, because I've been into recruiting for a long time. Like say, most of my career was into recruiting. Yeah, I started recruiting or placement consultancy, say in 1999. The reason that the company itself was called True North Consultants, and then it's still there. Yeah. So I started this for the reason I start giving and helping people to get jobs. That was the major motive. That was like a kind of, I'm gonna make money as well as I'm gonna help people get job. So it was a social as well as this thing, social as well as money making business. That is how it was. So primarily, I mean, if you see, education is the most important thing. Yeah, wherein most of geographers are getting into academics basically. So in that, people become teachers, professors, then they become they go towards becoming principals of institute, directors of institute, and like that. One of my teacher, who's also a gold medalist from Karnataka University, Dharwad, he's at a director level position, wherein he's kind of equivalent to this civil service guys like IAS and IPS and all. I mean, something like that kind of level he has reached. Okay, so everybody can reach that level. Yeah, you have just not in India. I mean, you get opportunities outside India to become a professor, to become a teacher, and because everywhere there is need of good geographers. Yeah. Okay, now if you talk of like what you're going to earn and all that stuff, yeah, education sector itself gives you pretty good earning. Okay, that is very important. Yeah. Uh, but later on, I mean, second thing comes is like what is the highest earning they said, oh, I mean, where you're going to make most of the money. Like say you become a, what are you going to earn? That is the thought which will come to a lot of you guys' mind. Like, which is the sector where if I focus, how I'm going to make more money. Okay, out of all the things that you're doing. Okay, now if I'll come to that part, how you're going to make more money, that's a different thing. But then as far as career goes, I'm going to talk to you what you're going to do and how you can reach at higher levels and all that stuff. But then as far as making money, if somebody is, a lot of people would be interested to make money, more money, yeah. Then rather than making just think, moving ladder one by one, I mean, you're moving up the ladder, but then money wise, they're not making much money. So I'll tell you what, GIS and cartography, then GIS, cartography, urban planning, regional planning. These are the stuff where you'd make a lot of money. Yeah, because whoever is going to hire you is going to pay you more. Even if, when I researched a little about what US universities, I mean, US geographers, what they make, I mean, what is the money they're making. So what I see is the people specialized into GIS, then cartography and these kind of stuff. Yeah, urban planning, regional planning. These are the guys who get paid maximum. So if you are like, okay, my interest is just to make money, more money, then GIS is one thing. Urban planning, regional planning, and cartography are the areas where you can really make more money. Yeah, but then it's not that, I mean, only you're gonna make too high. I mean, we'll discuss about that. I mean, maybe whatever you can make beyond that, which we'll talk later. Now, apart from that, you can get into survey. There are like survey areas, like there are government surveys, there are private surveys. Everywhere, the most important thing is about your this thing, because everybody wants to see where everything is placed. So geographer comes into the most important thing, that is placing of people. Where are the lines, roads, where where's the vegetation, where are the pipelines, where is the forest, where this, where it is located. So what you do is you look from above, like say remote sensing images, I mean, which you can see in geography. They check remote sensing images. They have this images on in front of them, where they can easily identify which are the roads, which are the rails, which are the airports, which are the forest, which is mountain, everything. That is when you know everything is on one plain sheet for you. Okay. In GIS, what happens, like you start creating layers of things. Yeah. Like say you have every remote sensing image would have a pictorial signature. Yeah. It checks where the whole thing is. Yeah. From one remote sensing image, you can make different layers of images. Like say, where is the vegetation? Okay, you have a vegetation. Like say one layer is vegetation. Then you've got another layer of housing. Then another layer of your this thing, road network. Then you've got a pipelines. Yeah, you've got electricity lines. You've got water pipelines, drainage pipelines, everything. So you know that something somewhere is mixing. That is when your planning comes into picture. Like say water line is like uh, gonna be cut if we put a road. Okay, so you know how to place that. Yeah, that is one thing which is most important that geographers are good at. Yeah. So now, apart from now, the I was talking of surveying. Now these surveys are like government surveys. Like say you might be knowing people coming to your house to do a survey. How many people you are, आपके बच्चे कितने हैं, and all that stuff. Yeah. So those are the kind of surveys which are ground surveys. Yeah, which are given by private, government. Mostly it is government. Yeah, but then private guys again pick up from the government, but then private guys also do surveys. Yeah. Now, very important thing I'll tell you, there is surveys which are done over the phone, over the field, and all that stuff. Yeah. if you really get into it, yeah, you will know, like say how you can do a phone based survey, how you can do a this thing, a ground based survey. Plus lot of surveys are done for UK and US sitting right in India. Yeah, I have done recruiting in UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, sitting right in India. We have given jobs to people. We used to have requirements like say salesmen of gloves till NASA. Okay, we have given jobs there. So why can't you do sit and do surveys here? Yeah, if you can sit and do surveys. There are a lot of surveys already going on. Yeah, so what happens, you can do even surveys, pick up assignments from outside India and do it from India, which are phone based surveys. You can set up a team there. Like, if you think there is like worse things that you can do, it's not like small this thing I'm talking to you from a international level, international perspective. And guys, I'll tell you what, you need to think from a international perspective. Geography is not just India, not just Belgium, not just Karnataka, not just India, not just Asia. It's worldwide. It is also universal. Like say geographers can also make career into astronomy. Astrophysics you can't do. Yeah, because I mean there's a lot of physics involved, there's a lot of mathematics involved and all that stuff. Yeah, but if you are from a science background and then you want to get into uh, NASA or any this thing, I mean you can get into it. There's nobody who's stopping you, or don't think that you can't go till there, or can't be a part of NASA or something like that. Don't ever think that. You can do what you want. Yeah, I mean, world is open now. If you're say you're a choreographer, yeah, carto, see, you need to have one thing. One thing is very very important. Like, whatever you want to do, unfortunately we unfortunately what happens, our parents are have tuned us towards making engineers, doctors, or something like that, because they think that is the only career. Yeah, when my father used to be like that. But then what I realized is, if you want to achieve something, you can. Yeah, you suppose even if you are unable to, but then the path which you've covered, that will help you get you somewhere. But you'll have to put in real hard work. Start your career planning, say like before 10th itself. What do you want to do? Suppose you want to be a scientist, yeah, or you want to work for NASA. So primary thing is you must have a plan before 10th. Yeah, but then we don't know, we are not aware. But if you check the same thing into cities like say Mumbai metros and all, people are aware, children are aware, children know what to do. Yeah, children know what to do. I don't know whether it is on or something wrong. Yeah,
So we can continue. You can we can.
yeah, okay, okay. So what I was saying was, uh, Uh, so people have everything in their mind. Parents are very well aware. They are teaching you. They're like from first, second, third class onwards itself. Yeah, they are like aware what my child has to become. My child has to become cricketer. Okay, they start from the age of 6. By the age of 12, he'll get into a national team. But then our parents were not aware. So I had to really slog to get to what I am or what I reached. Yeah, that is like your trial error. But then, if you have your younger siblings, okay, you can tell them, like, say, look, brother, you're right now in fourth standard, fifth standard. If you want to be this, plan now. That is what it has to be. Check where is his interest. Fortunately, Indian government is changing the whole education system, which is gonna be altogether different when it's gonna implement it. That is where they'll start developing people into skill and all that stuff, which is a very very good thing. I wish I'd have born earlier. I mean, sorry, not earlier, like later. Yeah, I'd have born now. That would have been the best thing. But then now you're already there. How you're gonna make or shape your career? The most important thing is you to decide what you want to be. Yeah, like in future, I want to be this. Yeah, I planned out. Like say, I had a my teacher in 12th class, not 12th, since 8 till 12. He was in my central school, and then he was a gold medalist. Okay, so I used to always be like, I want to become like him. Yeah, that is what I thought. And then finally, when I planned, just how to become like him, I started planning how I'll be in, how how I'll work towards gold medal and how I'll get. And then it was like say 8, 9, 10th when I was like, okay, I saw this guy is my idol. Yeah. And then from there, it took for me 7 years to get that medal. Yeah. So I worked really, really hard, planned meticulously, like here, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. A serious planning is needed. Yeah, you have to be like acute planner, like say this, I want to be in NASA. Okay, now also if you plan you want to be to NASA, you can be. There's nobody who can stop you. But then you have to have a plan. Like if you say I want to be a NASA pilot, no, I don't think you can be. Yeah. If you say I want to be a, I mean, somebody who's, if you don't have an engineer, yeah, then you engineering degree, then you can't do it. Yeah. So you have to have a look at your limitations. I have this limitation. I have this as strength. So work on your strength. Don't work on your limitations. Yeah. So work on your strength. You think you're good at this, you work on that. Yeah. Now a cartographer, if somebody wants to be into cartography, okay. Now cartographer, if you want to be a cartographer, yeah, like you're in BA1, you should plan. Okay, I want to be a cartographer. Is there a degree in cartography or something like that? If it is not there, then what do I do? Simple. You need to get into a 2D, 3D animation course, which is into animation. At the end, what's going to happen? I mean, why is he talking of 2D, 3D animation? If somebody asks, okay, listen, 2D, 3D animation is more towards designing things, imagining things, and all that stuff. It's a creative kind of thing. But then the art or the work which you do on on your laptop is almost the same which a cartographer does. Yeah, I have seen that, and I was like, wow, we used to do this in Arc Info and Map Info and all. Yeah, I had seen that, so I know exactly what it is. So you have to look at that. Yeah. So maybe 2D, 3D animation or CAD, CAM, that kind of thing, if you learn, which is an additional skill that you're developing. Okay. And then at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you don't have a course in cartography, but then you have done a 2D, 3D animation. Yeah. Maybe if you don't get a cartographer job, at least you become a 2D 3D animator. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, because people switch from one place to another place. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, think that there cannot be, you guys all cannot be teachers, you guys all cannot be GIS specialists, you guys all, there is huge population, more numbers, less jobs. Now, what you can do is you create your own. Yeah, don't wait for government, don't wait for your parents, don't wait for any company to approach you and give you a job. Don't wait for anything, you create your own. Yeah, think how you can create. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, you guys have to focus and think what you can do. Now I'll tell you what, GIS projects are available with government. I have got a lot of inquiries. I've been talking to people into government, people who are licensed with government. I mean, I've been talking to them. I know there are jobs available. Needs huge investment. To be honest, I'm trying. See, I'll tell you what. I got nearly 4 times investors in India. I've given jobs to lots of people. Yeah, and then what what in future I want to do, my main aim is like say I want to ensure my this planet is safe, sound, and good environment, clean, green, neat. That's what. But then that's a very large dream. Yeah. But then with small steps, I know I can't change the whole earth, but I can change at least a small place on earth. Yeah. If everybody decides to do that, the whole earth will be much more better place to live. Yeah. Today, like say, people are having this disease, that disease, this problem, that problem, all that will be off. There can be enough food for everybody. Even now, food is enough for everybody. But then there are like people who are stocking it up, people who are doing this, that. There are a lot of mismanagement. That is where you come into picture. Yeah, you know that production is like this particular place in Belgaum is producing so much of rice. Yeah, and there's deficit here. You're the one who can be a very good planner. That is urban and regional planning. Yeah, so you have facts. You have facts. All facts are in front of you. Okay, here if I push this thing from here to here, yeah, this place is there's flood, there's drought. Okay, what do you need to do? You need to plan out, lay a pipeline, get it done. Yeah. So you can think of things which no other can do. You are very important, to be honest. You're very important geographers, but then your thought and mind has to be towards earth. Earth is one which I'm gonna do whatever is possible for. Yeah, that is most important. You have to think from an angle of how you are important, and your heart, mind, and soul of a geographer must only work towards earth. That is what you should think. Yeah. Because, like, say, we have next thing we have is climatology. Climatologist. You can be a climatologist and all that. Where earth is the thing. And you cannot think local, you have to think global, international, universal, absolute, out of earth also. Yeah, that is how your thought has to be. That is when you'll reach a level where you're gonna create some difference. Yeah. So we moving from urban regional planning and all this stuff to GIS. GIS, I talked to you earlier also a little bit about GIS. GIS is very specialized. Like I wanted to be do GIS, but I wanted to be scientist in geography, and then I wanted to be GIS specialist. Okay, when I went, I tried a lot. To be honest, I'm like I never give up. That's the kind I am. Yeah, I tried a lot, and then I went to this course in GIS. Yeah, I mean one of my professors from German university. Yeah, he had map info, arc info, the softwares, computers, everything there. He was like, "I'll send you jobs in India. Can you do it?" I was like, "Yes, I'll do it." He also gave me his this thing, place. He's like, you go, you learn there, you try whatever is possible, and then at that time, trust me, you guys are very lucky to have every information with you. Believe me, you're on a stage where it is very, you're at a very good stage. Yeah, you from the age of 2 3 people start having this mobile, playing this. We never had anything. We never had anything. And then you can learn everything here right now. I mean, if information is on your fingertips. We used to go to this library, check which book to read. But for you guys, and somebody has taken that book is not available. You have to look for another book. But for you guys, it's like I check, okay, career in geography, I put a search, I get all this information, what I'm talking. Today, that's the reason I'll not talk on the facts. Okay, I'll talk on kind of different stuff, because all this information you can just get on internet if you just want to read over what I'm gonna do in future. But I want to talk to you something which is very important for a geographer. That is, think only earth. Earth. What difference can you make for earth? There's huge opportunity. Huge means huge. You just not There's small, I mean, Earth in the universe, but you can look beyond Earth as well. And there's lots of things which you can do. If you're a MSc graduate, I mean, tomorrow we start thinking beyond Earth. Okay, so but for now, I mean, because you need day to day food, day to day this, yeah. So I'll stick to Earth. So what you need to think is, from put all your heart, mind, and soul into how I can do good for Earth. Automatically, there'll be huge jobs created automatically. Yeah. Don't think like I mean, what is gonna happen? What is gonna happen? My career. There's no. Think how you can do good for Earth. That itself will start creating jobs for you in your mind. I mean, you'll know where all these jobs can be. Yeah. Today there are huge job opportunities. You must not have insecurity at all. But then, if you want to do something big, something beyond what everybody is doing, that is where you can start planning from now. Yeah, look at what you'll do now, from now onwards. Okay. Now there are like climatologists, geologists. There are a lot of things which you'd be able to do. Okay, let's move to. You can be a meteorologist. Meteorologist is more of rain, earth, atmosphere, and all that stuff. Then transportation manager. I did this. I mean, we were studying my research topic in MPhil. By the way, I was working for a project in Bremen, for Bremen University. Professor Matthias was my guy, was the one who had given this opportunity for me to work. So travel behavior of Pune city, that is what I was doing. So they were studying three different cities, like say uh, this Pune, Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and then Bremen. All these three cities, they have things in common, like the same environment, similar population kind of thing, and similar occupational things, business-wise, almost similar. That's how it was. So they were like studying the travel behavior and travel pattern of people in these three cities. Okay. Now, those surveys again are funded. Sorry, university and all these, a lot of private companies, they get from government, they get these grants, huge grants. Like say, it runs into, I don't want to tell you numbers, but then they get huge grants, and then you can work for them. Yeah, for all those. So you can, most of these departments are government departments. So you'll be kind of working towards governmental departments and all. Yeah, for meteorology, because nobody, very few private organizations would work into meteorology and all that stuff. Yeah. Then you can become, sorry, I was telling you about transportation manager. So we were studying these three different cities wherein you can learn the behavior, travel pattern, and all that stuff. These are again projects from government or grants which universities are getting, and then you work on them. Yeah, so there also you earn money, you can make career and all this stuff. Then environmental manager. So you'd be kind of, environment is the most important thing. Again, earth, environment. So environment, managing environment. Now managing environment is like how the rivers are flowing, this, how the plantations are. Then there's like if you see, there's like a lot of trees have been a lot of forests have been burned. There was Brazilian fire, there are US, there is fire, Australia there is fire, and all that stuff. I mean, fire management, you can be part of fire management. Yeah, there's nothing wrong in that. You can be like say huge organizations work towards extinguishing this fire and all that stuff, private organizations apart from government. Yeah, so these are small this thing, but then you make, see, in India there's huge population, and then the opportunities are very few. Okay, so now that is the problem. Now in Europe and other countries, like there is huge work opportunity, and the this thing, I mean, population is lesser. Okay, so that's the reason there is they are paid highly, and they're like getting people from outside India, outside of their country to their country. Okay, now I'll try to finish things faster. Researcher. Okay, now research, you can always be a researcher. Research is again researching. I mean, trying this, trying that. But then most important thing, you just don't do research on small this thing, okay, now out here we grow this, and then out here we grow that, and all that stuff. Yeah, you think big. What I'd ask you is think big, not small. Absolutely beyond what others are thinking. So you're one individual, you're one person, you're the most important person. Think what big you can do, what big you can achieve. Don't think small. If you want to think small, just go start a kirana shop, sit there, you'll make money. Daily you'll get money, you will be more happy. You just add products and everything. Okay, you will be very happy. Absolute perfect life. You're sitting there, you've got a wife, children, everything. Yeah, absolute perfect life. Yeah, but you want to have a life which is beyond all this, then think big. Yeah. now now demographer. Okay, now even, sorry, I was talking of researcher. Now you want to be a researcher, if you start thinking big, you can even become a scientist. There's nothing, I mean, you can add things which are not there on earth. You can think of those things. Yeah, think beyond what everybody, what others are thinking. Normal job, normal this, everybody is thinking, yeah, I want to be a teacher. Yes, you can become a teacher. I want to be a, but being a teacher, you still can think big. You can go to the level of a director of a large organization. There's like, you have to think what you want to be at the end of the day. You can start your own school, your own college. You need to find out how you can do it and go beyond that. Just not one. Think of multiple colleges, multiple schools. There's a lot of requirement, huge requirement. For now, again, you want to start one school, one college, and be into that for entire life. That is your call. You want to do big, do more. Well, not one, two, three, 10, 20, everywhere, all India. Think like that. That's what I'm telling. This is what I want you to learn. I mean, Earth is massive, universe is massive. You have huge opportunities, and out of the box, you're like, you go beyond. Yeah, you go beyond. Think big. Yeah. So then demographer. Now demographer, I mean, you count how many people, religion, caste, this. There is like huge number which they put every year. There's demography counting is done, checking who's got how many children, what is his sex, what is this, all that stuff comes under demography view, which is mostly done by government, not from private organizations, but then you have a lot of opportunities there as well. You can be an astronomer. Yeah, how you can be an astronomer? Go research. Yeah, when you talk of geography is what spatial aspects of things, like where what is placed and everything. Now that we have started looking beyond Earth, then it is like, where is the next planet from Earth? Where is the, which is the next planet, nearest habitable planet? Mars. Where is Mars? There again, astronomy is also part of geography. Now geography is involved everywhere, because we start looking at where's Mars place, next destination for humans is go to Mars. Now Mars, where's water in Mars? I mean, southern part of the Mars, they have seen some water bodies. Yeah, so maybe it can become habitable, when we don't know. Yeah, but then it is again part of spatial aspect. How far is Mars? I mean, for reaching there itself, it will take how many years and all that stuff. I mean, how many days, years, whatever it is. Yeah, so distance and everything. I mean, now there your knowledge again goes, has to be bigger. You need to know a little, you need to be good at mathematics. I don't know whether you have mathematics right now, but when I was there, there used to be mathematics and statistics as well into geography. If I want to take geography, I need to have math, stats, and then economics. Okay, so that is a good combination, fair good combination. Okay, then international aid development worker. Yeah, you can work on. There are a lot of international aid which goes on, like say WHO projects will be there. Then all these large government, this international bodies, they have uh, everywhere they have their offices. Then they send the jobs, like say aid working, like Somalia. Okay, earthquake hit Nepal, earthquake hit, or flood happened in some this thing. Then all these international bodies, they help internationally. Now you have a local government, IRDF, whatever it is. Okay, they go wherever the flood is there. They go. They try to save people, get them out, and all that stuff. Internationally, also there are bodies where they move from one place to one country to another country. If there is fire in Australia, okay, France says, okay, I'll send my team. This private organization says we'll come to help you, like that. When there is a disaster, natural disaster, you send people and work that out. Okay, so you can be part of that team also. Now when we are talking of environment, okay, there are like a lot of non-governmental organizations, huge number. Yeah, but then in India, I don't know how much they do, but then internationally, like say in developed countries, and I mean in Europe, UK, then Australia, New Zealand, all these developed countries, okay, they do a lot of work. Like say they will even give life. Like a lot of people died because of they were trying to help some this, I mean, something they're trying to go and do, and then they even got killed. That kind of situation. So I don't want to, I know, but then I don't want to tell you right now. Okay, which will be, so there is huge opportunity. Like say internationally you can work. Like say simple thing you can pick up and go global. Like say plastic pollution, you want to work on plastic pollution. Now how you'll work is left to you. You want to do it only for Belgaum as a region, or a small city, or a small village, whatever. If you're looking at just eliminating plastics from earth, you can work worldwide. That is what I'm saying. That think global, think big. Whole world is yours. You want to eliminate plastic from this earth, work towards it. Like look how you can work on it, and then plan to work on it. Yeah, if you everything, okay, all this are good thoughts, but then you need lot of things behind you, like resources, people, money, power, that this. Because if you start collecting plastic from everywhere, some municipality guys will and police will pick you up, and then they will be asking what you're doing, kind of. Okay, so you need to know what to do out of it. Okay, so then landscape architecture, you are a spatial guy with specialization in space, what is there, which space, but this you can work on land architecture. Go and research on this. Okay, market researcher, there's like market research is going on, I mean, everywhere on across the earth. Now with all this COVID-19 and all, it got stopped a little, but then there is like in market research also we have lot of connections. I have huge connections, and then people, I know people from there. I mean, how they work, how they do this, how they do that. Okay, so then
Extremely sorry, we had a bit of a technical issue. We just lost connectivity.
Right? Fine then.
Hello. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I mean, we had to just disconnect for a little while. I mean, there was some technical glitch, but then we'll continue. I hope everybody is there and we'll start again. Yeah, start again in the sense not from the beginning. Okay, from where we had left. Okay, now we were talking of market research. I was telling you like market research. Okay, I'll give you a small example. Like I had a thought and idea, like say we would give employment to all the, I mean, maximum women possible. I mean, towards women empowerment and all that stuff. Okay, we created an idea, like say we'll start giving it to people in this, I mean, villages and all. Like say, to begin with, we'll start with village and then we'll move ahead. Yeah. Now I'll tell you what had happened was we wanted to check from where to begin, which location, which city. We're all like we started at different places and then we got stuck. There are a lot of ups and downs. Yeah. But then what we realized finally was we need to really check where we need to do actually. So to do all that stuff, you need to actually work towards making that happen. Yeah. So for that, you have to do initial groundwork, like say whether it is necessary, not necessary, whether we can do, not do, and how, and all that stuff. Like say, if if somebody wants to open a this thing, a kind of shop, small shop also. Okay, he needs to check whether, I mean, if there is how much area he is covering. I mean, whether it is good to open that shop there or not, whether people will come and buy at his shop or not. That is more important. You just can't have somebody, I mean, you just can't open a shop in the middle of some forest or in the middle of a desert where you will not have customer. I mean, you have to think how we can, how much population is needed. Suppose you have to plan, and in that planning, whether the location is important, that is first thing. Okay, so this is a small example I'm giving you. So this grows again bigger. When it comes to a small factory, if you have a small factory, you've got 5 people, the total cost for a month is like say a lakh and all that stuff. Whether you're gonna make at least 2 lakhs a month to cover 1 lakh as your cost, 1 lakh for your other expenses and profits. Yeah, you have to think whether it is going to happen or not. When you're thinking like that, okay, in that particular location, in that particular manufacturing plant, if I'm going to set up, or if I'm going to set up a service center, whatever it is, whether I'm cost sustainability is there or not, whether I'll get people there, raw material, whether I get required stuff or out from there or not. The most important thing is to make profit. You can't run an organization not making profit. Yeah, so you'll have to check whether that is profitable to do it there or not. That's how China became very important. Why China became important was because government gave all subsidies. Take this, do big container. I mean, how much for one particular product? Even if it is 1 rupee product, they'll be like if it reaches the port and these people ask, I mean, give us that we can't pay the taxes, the cost is too high and all that stuff. And then it'll be like even if it is 25 paise per product with a container, they'll like just take it. That's how it will be, because taking back that container itself will cost them more. What they'll do out of it, they can't do anything. So you have to look from a profitable angle, profit angle. The most important thing is whether you're going to make profit or not for anything, anything except government. Government does a social welfare, but apart from government, whatever you do, think from a profitability angle. If there is no profit, there's no business. If there is, you'll end up into too many problems, too many losses, too many this, excuse me. So that is that we were talking of market research. Now that's how market research is important for any company entering into market. They'll do a research. So it could be, see, we must not think only from the angle of this government research. We should also think from an angle of a private research, because now if you'll see Google Maps, when we were there, we had only one map which is on the wall. That's it. We never knew what is Google Map, or we never knew even Google was not there at that time. Only maps were there which were on the wall or on the atlas. We used to see in National Geographic, and then we were like, wow, such a photography. But now the whole world, I mean, you have National Geographic channel, you've got this. There are 1,001 things. For a person who really loves geography, he would be like, whoa, this is like Animal Kingdom, this is like National Geographic, this is like, we never had all these stuff. But then you guys are very, very fortunate. Only thing is direction and focus. That's what is needed for you. Like, I want to be there, I want to be here. At the end of the day, this will make me happy. The most important thing is what will make you happy. Yeah, you check what is most important thing that is gonna help you feel happy. Like, say, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you don't want to be stressed. You don't want to be like, what did I get into? No, you have to be happy. Let the struggle be anything. If you feel that this is what is going to give me happiness, do whatever is possible to get there. Yeah, and that has to be love for your job, love for your whatever you're doing. Yeah, you have to be dedicated wholeheartedly, full mind into it, heart into it, and then you reach there. Yeah. Okay, now I don't want to take too much time from you guys. So natural conservation officer, you know what it is now. By now, I mean, conservation of nature is very much important. You can be a nature conservation officer, and then you can do well in that as well. Now, political risk analyst, if you are into political geography, you can look into that. Sustainability consultant. Okay, sustainability is basically humans and earth, how they are gonna live together. Yeah, how the whole planet is sustainable, which coexistence basically, whether we are able to live together, coexist together, we are all together. That's what is more important. So sustainability, because you cannot live alone. Humans are not the only one. They're like, everybody else is important. Even a small worm is important. Why it is there? That worm, why it is there? Because it is important for the earth, mother earth, nature earth. It is important. That's the reason even that worm is there. Everything is for a reason out here. Everything is connected. If you see a movie called Avtara, okay, you see everything is connected. The same way on earth, everything is connected. All is important. If you start disassociating, disconnecting, you're killing earth. That's what is going to happen. Yeah. So that's the reason. We are also why scientists are looking at news planets and other stuff, because this is become, people out here are not listening or not worshipping Earth. Yeah, they're that's the reason they have started looking at something else. Yeah. Okay. Now that you have tourism officer, I mean, you can be a tourism officer, then you can be a transport planner. Okay, then forest managers, you can be forest managers, because forest is very important. Agriculture and Economic Institute, travel tourism, and travel journalism. Okay, now okay, I will touch a little on a couple of things. Yeah. Okay, now finally, okay, now there are a couple of things I couldn't cover, but then it's okay. I mean, I just want to wind it up soon. Yeah. Now I'll tell you what I we have got funding for nearly 4 times in last almost 20 years. Yeah, I got one funder from UK, another one from couple from USA, and then I got investors basically, and where I consulted them for their companies, or they were starting RPO, that is how it was, or recruitment related business in India. A couple of them from US. Then I consulted for, I was MD of a Swiss headquartered executive search firm, where we tried to get a this thing, new model here in India. Now, last year, a couple of years back, again, we got funded for a new business model. And now I expect another funding, which I want it to be dedicated towards kind of environment, earth, or creating employment for people. But then I have a plan which is related to environment. Okay, which I want to start, I mean, soon. I mean, it could be like, say, within 15, 20 days or a month's time, or maybe might take a little longer. Don't know. I mean, how things will be until we have funding in hand. I can't promise you. But then what I am planning is I want to hire geographers for this job. Yeah. So we are looking at that seriously, because towards doing something for this planet, first step is to do something for the people who are going to work for this planet. Yeah, that is geographers. You're the one who's going to work. So we start with you. Yeah, maybe we start hiring you guys and putting it into like, say, I mean, from we start from you and then move out. Yeah, but then we would hire passionate guys who have passion to do something in geography or towards Earth. That is what we'd be looking at. Yeah. So maybe when we are ready, we do get in touch with your professors, teachers, and all, and then, because there's no placement department. In fact, I would request them to have a placement department out here, so that, I mean, they can after you finish graduation and post graduation, yeah, you should have a placement department which does placement to everybody. I'll teach that placement officer how to place everybody. Okay, don't worry on that. Job is not important. The most important thing is what you're going to do for the planet. So you're the first guys who are going to start doing something for the planet. So I'd request your teachers to refer people from you guys, and we start working towards that. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll end here. It was very nice talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the whole thing, and love you all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, if do you have any questions? I mean, do you want to discuss?
So some students have posted questions on the chat. One student named Prathamesh Patil has asked, I'm preparing for SSB. How will GIS help me in the competitive exam, and in what ways should I start preparing for it?
Okay. I'll tell you what. SSB is Service Selection Board interviews, and in Army, the it could be Army, Air Force, or Navy, whatever you're getting into. It is very, very important that geography plays a very, very important role. If you see, maps are shown nowadays, like every channel, like China occupied this, China occupied that, and all that stuff. Okay. So all that maps, you're part of it. You're part of the territory. You're part of the whole this thing, like first thing is that, yeah, geographer knows everything about location of things. Location is most important nowadays. Yeah. So if you're preparing for SSB, I'll tell you one thing. Yeah. SSB you can get through certain preparation of certain this I forgot the name of those words. Like say you have multiple option answers. Like say they have a question and then there are four different points. Okay, you're supposed to you have to clear that exam first. Okay, then you get into the second stage of they calling you for the SSB interview. Now you need to know you'll have all these physical obstacles. Then you have psychometric tests. You've got different tests. I had given nearly 5 SSB interviews. I didn't get selected. Maybe I was supposed to be here, so that's the reason. Okay, so I'm not bothered where I fail. I just think, okay, we failed. It's okay, but then you have to give your 100% when you do something. Yeah, don't just do half-hearted this thing, like, okay, I've done enough. It should not be there. You have to move a little more than enough. You have to give your best. And then out there you have to psychometric test is kind of the most important test. You might be good physically, you might be good academically, you might be very intelligent, but then they look for a particular person. This is the band, suppose. Here is the band, and they look for people fitting into this band. Okay. They'll not hire anybody above this, they'll not hire anybody below this. So you need to fit into that band, and that band nobody knows what's that. You could be fitting into it, or you might not be fitting into it. It is like I don't know what it is, but then they look for that particular person fitting into this particular area. Yeah, only those. It is very specific hiring. It is like very, very specialized hiring. You will not know. Nobody would know. Even an officer, he'd be like, we all used to think, oh, this guy is a fool, and he got selected. We all used to think this guy is very intelligent for this guy job, but he got selected. We don't know. There's for any reason you might get selected for. We don't know. Yeah, it just that fitting into that particular band. Yeah. Any other question? I hope I answered your question. Yeah. Or you have more question, you can ask. No problem.
We have another question, sir, from Dipti
Okay.
Tamang. She's asking, what are the criteria to be part of ISRO?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Majorly, wherever it is rocket science, okay, you have to be MSc or something like that. You have to be science graduate, basically. If you're coming from arts background, it is difficult for you. Okay, uh, but still, you must not lose hope. You can try, keep trying, because you don't know how things shape up in future. But then rocket science is difficult, to be honest. If you're like not a guy coming from science background, it'll be tough. Yeah, I would advise, I mean, you need to have science degree, and then you need to be specialized in certain stuff. Then you can get in that, because there's mathematics involved. It's like tedious mathematics, not like simple mathematics. Very, very tough mathematics. I'm not good at mathematics, but then I fell in love with mathematics when I was in BA final year, but then that was too late for me. So, but then I did everything on my own. I scored really well. I was a first class from in BA as well. And we had maths and stat together. Plus we had economics and geography. So all like it went well. Yeah. So you need to be science graduate to get there, and you need to kind of do certain specialized stuff. You need to check. I'll tell you what, very important thing. Like say, I don't know exactly if you're doing a BA geography, how you'd get into ISRO, but there's a way to everything. Like say, uh, you start looking at what job posts they are having. Yeah, they could probably have cartography as one of the this thing. GS could be part of that. I never looked for hiring of this thing.
Seems
ISRO.
like we've lost connection with sir again. Let's just.
Uh-huh. Okay. Sorry, I didn't understand what you said. Okay. So you can look into their job posts. You can go research. Okay. I wanted to tell you that as well. Like say you go to internet, you write, you have to know what you want to do, what you want to search, because internet has got billions of pages, billions. Like, I mean, earlier we used to have one thing, like say we used to use keywords. Like I want to take up a job in ISRO. So I need to look for what postings they have, job postings. Now you have to put this one as jobs, ISRO, location. Now you have to put location as well, like say Bangalore. Okay, you put this, you'll get all the jobs listed on from ISRO. Okay, and location in Bangalore. Okay, so you can get all this information on internet. Yeah, just check, keep looking for where you fit in, because your biodata must fit into their requirement. If you don't fit in, then you can't do anything. Yeah, they might want people from cartography background, they might want people from GIS background. This is my understanding. Yeah, any other questions? Hello. Okay. So we have, say, like, voice is not coming to everyone. What is it? SSBJS, okay, I've done that. What are the criteria to be part of the ISRO? I've done that. Good morning, sir. Research scholar. Okay. Thank you, Mahipal. Thank you very much, Dr. Mahipal. After BA, how to prepare for GS? What kind of process? Okay. Now, Madhuri from Belgaum, I guess. Okay, I don't know from where. But then she's asking how to prepare for GS. To be honest, preparation for GS has to be like before you complete the graduation. Yeah, trust me. I mean, if you guys are seriously interested, start preparing before the graduation, and then start working on. If you can take a course in cartography, if you can get a course in GIS in your institute, that is the perfect thing. If not, then get out. There are GIS courses were there, okay, earlier, but then very few people opted for that. That's the reason those institutes got closed. But then you can do GIS courses which are privately also given. Nowadays it is like easy for you, like go on internet, search anything, courses in GIS, right? Google courses in GIS, online courses in GIS. They will do a tutorial like this. They'll do a tutorial like this. They'll teach you, then take up a job. They'll also give you access to the software. You can also buy softwares. Like if you have money, buy. That's it. I mean, if you're really interested in doing something, do it. Go and do it. That's it. How to go and do it? Plan. Before doing or spending any money, plan. Look at what is the cost of the course. Course ka cost, suppose it is 2 lakh. You need 2 lakh. Who's gonna give you? Your father is gonna give you, or mother is gonna give you, your brother, sister, relatives, friends, who's gonna give you? Or you're gonna earn it. Ask everybody. If nobody gives you, start making that 2 lakh. Start take up a job. Start working towards doing that. But your plan has to be absolute 100% concrete. Not like I've started. You go halfway, oh, बहुत थक गया मैं, 1 ही लाख जमा हुआ, 1 ही साल किया, and then अब नहीं कर सकता, बस हो गया. No, that's not. Do you know what? I don't want to tell you now. I mean, what all I faced during my post-graduation, before exams and all that. I don't want to tell you now. Maybe sometimes later when we are meeting or anything. Okay, that is when I'll share you certain things. Till last exam, like last exam, I'm like dead. Okay, that's how it was. But there were certain reasons, because I had a dog bite and then antibiotics that was reacting very bad with me. Okay, but still I did finish it. If I failed to give that last exam, I'd have been not a gold medalist, but just a postgraduate. That's how it would have been. So whatever you take up, finish it. Finish it with flying colors. That's what has to be the aim. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't take it up. If you want to do it, do your best. That's it. If I didn't have got gold medal, then also I'd have been like, okay, no problem. After I got it, I was like, okay, I mean, this is, everybody can do it. Okay, that's how it was. Okay, now BA, how to prepare for GIS was the question. What are the criteria for part of tourist officer tourism? Tourist tourism officer is very, very easy. I mean, there are courses like IATA and all these. There are courses, travel tourism courses and all that. Okay, you just put travel courses in travel tourism. Google is best thing. I'll tell you what, why I didn't talk of facts, because I told you guys can just Google facts and figures. I'll tell you how to reach to the right place. I'll not tell you about numbers. Okay, but I don't want to remember numbers, because if I want numbers, I'll just check Google and I've got everything, all information. So I'll tell you the source what to do. Like, say you want to be a travel tourism officer, put a course. This course you must do during your graduation, not after graduation. There's no point. You want to be a travel tourism officer with geography, perfect combination, because geographer knows what, where, and everything. So learn it during your geography. Do you know what? I used to play football. Wanted to be a footballer as well. Okay, but I was doing it during my college. I mean, after my college hours, I used to play football and then do my studies, because I wanted to keep a balance between all these stuff. Yeah. So now, for you also, you want to do these stuff. You have to plan your day. You have got 24 hours. Yeah, in these 24 hours, you have to plan. Okay, for college between 6 to 12, 1. After college, come back home, have food, have a little rest. By 4 o'clock, I should plan to go for a class or some course, 4 to 6. After 6, come back, do my studies or prepare for competitive exams. You have to have a plan for what you want to do. It cannot be like the world is competitive. Yeah, the world is competitive. You have to plan from the beginning. Like, say, this 24 hours, I'm going to dedicate 1 hour for this, 1 hour for this, 1 hour for this. Like that, you have to plan your day and then finish your day. Yeah, I mean, this has to be daily effort. In 3 years, you start getting results. Yeah. Why can't geography join in NRSA? Can I join after? NRSA, I don't know. I mean, you have to tell me what is NRSA. Is computer course required before pursuing? Yes. Very, very important. Somebody has asked, is computer course required before pursuing GIS? Yes. You have to be expert in the sense like, yeah, you have to be really, really good. Yeah, the reason is it is just not about knowing computer. It is beyond that. Yeah, you have to be like expert in doing this. Yeah, I mean, you got to be computer geek to be a GIS, because GIS needs a lot of work. I mean, it is like artist. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know computers, you'd be like a small child where you'll have to draw a butterfly and you'll have to paint that butterfly. It will be that kind. If you don't know computers, so you have to be really, really good at computers. So do a course. I mean, I think everybody at home nowadays have computer, laptop, internet, all this. I mean, you need to be good. You need to do. Then there is again one more guy, sir. We are interested to start GS certificate course in geography department, but we are doubtful about the job opportunities. Bhai Rajesh, I mean, you have done a good job. If you're talking of doing a certificate course in geography, let me know. I can help you guys in a lot of things. Like say, placing people is one thing. Then we might get. See, we don't have right resource to get projects in GIS. Indian government gives GIS projects. Imagine. I mean, I can get it from across the world. Yeah, but then we see, I can market. I'm good at sales. Yeah, I can sell, market. You have students, I'll sell your students. Yeah, I'll get projects. That's how it will be. Yeah, you have something, you let me know, we can do it. Yeah, no problem. Anybody, anything that you want, post this. Talk to Sunanda ma'am, and then let me know. She's like a friend. She was my classmate, and then she'd be able to help us. Yeah, no issues. Okay. Anybody wants anything, job, this, connect, no problem.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Because of the time constraint, you
Yes,
any
yes,
other
yes.
anybody asking question, please you ask question. Afterwards, we will be answering all these questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you
We're
very
moving
much.
to next part.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice for everybody, and thanks for giving me time. Yeah, cheers. Bye bye.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Organizing Committee International Webinar organized by the Department of Geography, RPD College of Arts and Commerce, Belagavi, I take this opportunity to thank today's resource person, Shri Shridhar Pattar ji, a founder and CEO of True North Consultancy Company, Mumbai, for being kind enough to accept our invitation as a resource person and delivered a special talk on career opportunities in geography, global and domestic scenario. Sir, your speech was very useful, informative, and very relevant because our students were under the confusion that is geography is useful, is it career oriented subject, or geography or career opportunities are available by studying the geography. But for all these questions you answered today and you clarified all the doubts of the students. Then you have also motivated and inspired all the students who have participated in the seminar. Sir, this session was benefited to all students who are participated in the seminar, sir. Once again, I thank you, sir. I express my deep sense of gratitude towards this. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I will hand over this session to Dr. Ketali, madam. Yes.
Ma'am, you will have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Today, as we all know, we have an international personality here with us who will be sharing her knowledge and vast views. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce to you our guest of the day, Mrs. Pasang Dolma. Mrs. Pasang Dolma is basically a citizen of Tibet. Currently, he is a resident of Switzerland. In the year 2004, she moved to Switzerland and studied Swiss Red Cross nurse course, popularly known as SRC. SRC is the National Red Cross Society of Switzerland, which is the oldest and largest relief agency of Switzerland. Mrs. Dolma presently works as head of the nursing department of SRC. About Mrs. Pasang Dolma's education, she pursued her Bachelor of Science degree in Geography from Karnataka College, Dharwad, and her Master's in Science in the same from Karnataka University, Dharwad, and her Master's in same university. She has also completed her Bachelor of Education course from Jammu University. From the year 1995 to 2004, Madam has worked as postgraduate teacher in Missouri, which is one of the great educational institutes, and as a Tibetan home school. Mrs. Dolma, as her subject today specifies, has worked on the aspects of environment in her career. With her graceful introduction, I once again welcome you, ma'am, to this webinar. I am sure we will all be enlightened by your wisdom. Thank you. Madam, now I request you to kindly take over the session. Please.
Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself. I'll just give a request to unmute.
Is it done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, first of all, very good morning to you all. Or maybe like in Switzerland, it's a morning, early morning, 8 o'clock. So in India, it's already afternoon, isn't it? 9, 10, 11:30, isn't it, there in India? So, first of all, I would like to thank for giving me this opportunity to speak on this webinar held by the Department of Geography from the RBD College of Arts and Commerce, Belgium, to the head of the department, Dr. Abe Patel, M. Patel, and his colleagues, and all the staff members. And also special thanks to my friends, the classmate, the university classmate, Madam Dr. Sunanta Kitali. So today my topic is on the environmental sustainabilities and why it is important to make environmental laws in the countries, especially we are comparing, because it's a vast subject. So we are comparing just taking the examples of Switzerland and India. Okay, so well, first of all, why the environment is important? That we have to keep in our minds. Why? Because we all the sentient beings are living on this earth. And to have a better life, not only for the self, we have to think globally. For all the species, for all the creatures, for the Mother Earth, for example, soil, water resources, for everything, it's very essential. So now, what is the environmental sustainability is? It is responsible for the interactions with the environment and to avoid depletions or degradations of natural resources like land, water, air, and all the mineral resources and so on, which are existing on this earth, to have a better quality of life. So the practice of environmental sustainability helps to ensure that the need of today's population are met without jeopardizing the ability for future generation to meet their needs. So what we have now in this planet, it's not only for us, it's not only for yourself, but we have to think for the future generations, because we all the sentient beings are going to live on this earth. As my former friend said, that we have to depend only on this earth because there's no other planets where we can survive. You know, maybe in near future, when the young stars, when you become a scientist or the great scholars, maybe you find it out later on But at present, we have to live on this earth. So that's why it is very essential, isn't it? What do you think? So that's why we should not be very selfish to ourselves. We have to think for the future generations. So in that cases, to sustain the environment, it's the biggest issue or biggest point in our life, in day-to-day life, in every single minute of the life, or whatever you do, it's very important. So when we look at the natural environment, we see that it has rather remarkable ability to rejuvenate itself and sustain its viability. For example, when a tree falls, it decomposes and adding nutrients to the soil. So how the natures work themselves, and we are the human beings, we can think ourselves and we know the importance of it. So that's why it's more essential. We have to use our intelligence. We have to use our mind. The nutrients help sustain suitable conditions for future cultivations of the crops. And when the nature is left alone, it has a tremendous ability to care for itself. However, when man entered the picture, or the man started using this environment in a wrong directions, then we may face the problems in future, definitely. For example, now, like global warming issues, it's one of the biggest issues in the world. Because of that, there's a lot of climate changes. For example, here in Switzerland, normally we have a snowfalls during September, but now hardly we have snowfalls during the Christmas. So that is the case, like also happens in India, like where the monsoons are more and there's more floods occurs. So all these things changes because we human beings have not sustained this environment in a proper way, isn't it? We never think on that ourselves. We always try to blame on others, isn't it? So act from selves, act locally and think globally. So in that way, we have a better future. And then the human actions can deplete natural resources also. And without the application of environmental sustainability methods, long-term viability can be compromised. Then will be the time that we have to regret. So before we have a regret, before we face the problems in future, we have to act from now. So I'll give you one example. For example, in India, it's very rich in cultivations of crops. So for the sustainables of agriculture, one way environmental sustainability is being applied is through sustainable agriculture. Maybe most of you are from the agriculture family, from the ancestor, maybe not now, but from the ancestor or your great-grandparents might be landlords and the farming. So this is defined as the use of farming techniques that protect the environmental sustainable agriculture has grown out of concern over the industrializations of agriculture that begins in the 20th century, in the present century. Earlier, we used the primitive methods, but now we use the industrial methods of cultivation of crops, using tractors, machines everywhere, So although industrial agriculture has the ability to produce abundant amount of food at affordable price, the method of farming can be detrimental to the environmental issues. So when you use the tractors, you are using petrols, or diesels. So all these gases will pollute the air. Although you will get done in faster, but there is a negative impacts on the environment too. So we all have to think for that. What we can do, it doesn't mean that we don't have to use the industrialization methods. We have to use it according to the modern technology, but to compensate, to maintain these environmental problems, for example, air pollution occurs because of using the tractors in farming, as I said, example. So then we can plant more trees, so that there'll be a balance in reducing the air pollutions. So in that way, isn't it? What do you think? I know that you all have a much better knowledge than me, because you all are the present generation students. And of course, we are not so old, but in our time, we don't have so much of machines and everything when I was in India. But in the European countries, you have everything, even from the child by birth, they are with industrialized living, so they are more advanced than us. So, and you students or you peoples are more advanced and you know it much better. So you have to think, you have to judge. What I say is, it's my views of thinking. So every, individuals have their own ideas and views. They have a better. And that way we have, and that knowledge, that wisdom should be used to preserve this environment, to have a sustainable environment in this earth for your future generations. Otherwise, we will be greedy if you think only for yourself, isn't it? So this method can lead to water pollution, for example, or the air pollutions by chemical usings, and which drains into the waterway and depletes the water resources due to overuse. And the soil erosion occurs, or the poor soil quality due to aggressive planting. Because people are greedy. I want to have more crops in a year. So you try to cultivate more crops, on the same soil, and that will degrade the fertility of the soil. Instead, you have to use knowledgeable methods to preserve the soil fertility. So in that cases, with sustainable agriculture, farmers minimizing water use and lower the dependence on chemical pesticides. I said chemical pesticide, not all the pesticides, so chemical pesticide has to be reduced to fertilizing for the crops. But maybe all the farmers are not affordable. That is also another case, but we have to try, we have to practice it, And they also minimize tillage of the soil and rotates crop planting each year to ensure higher quality of soil. For example, now, like in India, you also have organic cultivations. You might be knowing it or not, I don't know. Otherwise, it's quite near to the Belgaum regions, near to Hubli. If you go to the Tibetan settlements in Mongol, you'll find there that they stop using chemical fertilizer. That is 100% sure. I'm witness, So I've been there to see how the environments are and how they cultivate crops. So they now stop using chemical fertilizers. And they have organic products in their field. And not only for the cultivation. So now I give an example of the agriculture. In that case, is the environmental sustainable is not only on the agriculture issues, rather have more other points also. For example, like now, like when we have to preserve the environment as a whole, the climate issues, which is a global issues. So that things you can do from locally, from the small things, or every individual. So in that phase, sustainable, likewise, we have to preserve and conserve the environment to sustain not only for us, but for the future generation. And for that, the government have made the environmental laws. But the government will make a laws, and who will practice? We, isn't it? So it is a we human beings, every individual's responsibility to practice that law. Otherwise, it's only on the paper. And why the countries or the world is suffering? Because we are not following according to the laws, and we are doing our own way of, using this environment. And in that case, more pollution occurs. Of course, there'll be many circumstances also. Everybody cannot afford all the expensive things because others may be expensive and you might go for the cheaper one. So it is not always the cheapest best, Sometimes the cheap things will make more problems in the future when you think for the future. So, and that's why the government have made environmental laws. And now, the environmental law is not just able to value us, empowerment, but protecting us as we all the sentient beings are living on this Mother Earth. The better way of environmental law is that the environmental law problem, some problems going to be very, very local, and the contaminated laws, and others are going to be global. For example, climate issues is a global issue. The common features of the environmental problem is that they are first physically complex and the socially complex, isn't it? So there are physically complex and the socially complex. And the first thing is the physically complex because they include ecosystem. If we put the fertilizers on agricultural land and drains of the rivers, the whole range of implication might happen in natural environment, and also the health of all the sentient beings, all the species living on this earth or in the water bodies, So that is how the physical complex occurs. And the second thing is the social complex. Environmental problems are caused by a range of different peoples, might not intending harming environment, but each of their action contributing environmental problem. For example, when you smoke, you might not be thinking that I'm going to pollute the environment. You are just enjoying maybe I don't know. So, so that is not intentionally you are going to pollute the environment and not intentionally polluting your own health, So just because of shock or to show the style or by looking at some film actors, many in young generation, they follow like that. That is a small example, but in that way, you're polluting. What is that smoke? It's a polluted air, isn't it? For the environment and for the self. And those who are smokers, they're polluting more for the passive smokers, isn't it? So we have to think for each other's. All the sentient beings are interrelated to each other's. And it may also harm to the, other sentient beings too. So this is a simple example, so bigger issues, there are so many, you know it much better, okay? Mm-hmm. And for example, now the current issues, for example, going on this world, the burning issue For example, the COVID-19. It is also an environmental health problem, isn't it? Why most of you are with a mask? Why you can't stand freely or sit freely like what you are? You can show your beautiful face and figures and, and then why? Because that is because of the COVID-19, the coronavirus, which originated from the Wuhan region of China, which spreads all over the world and impacts the lives of all the sentient beings. So everyone is threatened of it, and many have lost their life. And that is also how, like, it's correlated, the social complex, isn't it? So now we are getting scared to meet our own parents also sometimes. You have to make an appointment or keep a distance for 1 or the 2 meters distance. Here in Europe, it's a very compulsory, I think in India also the same things. So I wish at the same, have a good health for everyone. And get away from this coronavirus. So this is also another social complex, it's a burning issue. And now, the nation and state plays an important role in environmental law. They have an authority and capacity to develop the collective responsibilities in relation to the problem. Okay, yes, the nations and the states will make a law, but who is the one to practice it? It's you and me. It's every one of us. If we don't follow it properly, as I said before, it's only a written. So we have to practice it properly so that there won't be future problems for the health, environmental health, or physical problems in any cases. So to the environmental law is not a magic mode, not a case of passing legislation or signing the treaty or record the certain cases to disappear the environmental problem. If they make a law, if you don't practice it properly, the problem won't be disappear. Rather, it may be more if you misuse or if you don't follow the laws. So what is required is the creation of legal framework which show the ongoing management of the environment problem is fair and justice as possible. So we have to fairly practice it and respect the laws which are made by the government to preserve and conserve this environment, to have a sustainable environment in near future. Isn't it? So now, let me, see now here, because in India also you have taken lots of environmental laws, steps. For example, the main environmental laws includes, I'll use, for example, under which various keys environmental permits are, for water, prevention and control of pollution. So Act, it starts from 1974, the Water Act, which also initially identified the power, function, and hierarchy of the environmental agencies of CPCB and the SPCBs. And for the Air Pollutions and Control of Pollution Act in 1981. An Environmental Protection Act in 1986, AP Act. This umbrella laws enable the central government to take measures deems necessary to protect and preserve and improve the environment and to prevent and control the abate of environmental pollution. So a wide range of rules and notification have been adopted it under such as, for example, e-waste management rules in 2016 recently. I mean, it's not a long back, it's just 4 years ago. It's amended in 1918, the e-waste rules and the biochemical waste management rules, plastic waste management, as my friend earlier told also that how you can also do management on the plastic waste and solid waste management, construction and demolition waste management rules in 2016, hazardous and other waste management, and manufacture, storage and input of hazardous chemical rules in 1989, and coastal regulation zone notification in 2019, and environmental impact assessment notification in 2006 onwards. So the government have made a lot of efforts, for example, for the wildlife, for the forests, for the public health, for the biological diversities, and National Green Tribunal Act in 2010. Excuse me. So in that way, the government has made all these laws, but as I told you earlier, it is we human beings, each and every individual have to practice it. And now, for example, in the Switzerland here, what are the environmental laws the legislative have forwarded and what their practices here is, for example, like what are the key pieces of environmental legislations and the key regulatory authorities in Switzerland is like there are environmental legislation are based on Article 74, the Federal Constitution of the Swiss Confederation. The Swiss Parliament has enacted a wide range of statutes to protect the natural resources. The main statutes are the Federal Environmental Protection Act of 1983, Federal Water Protection Act of 1991, Federal Act on the Protection of Nature and Cultural Heritage of 1966, Federal Forest Act of 1991, Federal Agriculture Act of the 1998, Federal Act on Non-Human Gene Technology of 2003, GDA, that is, and the Federal Act on the Reduction of CO2, carbon dioxide emissions of 2011, and earlier too they have. So the Federal Council enact the complementing ordinance. And likewise, there are so many NGOs too, even in India, also in the Switzerland. For example, in Switzerland, we have like, so to what extent are the environmental non-governmental organizations and other precious groups active? So NGOs and other pressure groups are active in Switzerland as they participate in the legislative process, even influence on the formation of public opinion and internet legal proceeding. The main NGOs in the Switzerland and other pressure groups active here are, like for example, WWF, the World Life Fund for Nature, or the Swiss Heritage Society, or the Swiss Foundation of Landscapes Conservation, Greenpeace, which is very popular all over the world. And the Swiss Planning Association and the Swiss Alpine Club. So Swiss is popular with the Alpine Club because, as you know, that Switzerland is located in a European continent, and its major landscapes is covered by the Alpine mountain ranges in the southern parts of Switzerland. So they have a Swiss Alpine Club to preserve these regions, but they preserve the regions not only on the Alpine ranges, but rather they covered all over the country. So physically, it is divided into 3 regions. For example, the southern part is Alpine, and the central is central plateau of the Switzerland, and the northern part is by the Jura region, Jura mountain regions. From the Jurassic time, it has formed. So about 30 environmental protection organizations have a statutory standing on appeals to ruling and decision of the federal and states authorities within the scope of Federal Environmental Protection Act, the Federal Act on the Environment of Nature and Cultural Heritage. So it is very, very significant to preserve. And how to preserve is we have to practice. How to preserve? You have to find out the methods. Maybe not only from the governmental laws and legislative issues, but rather you can use your own individual ideas in a way how you can maintain this environment in a very pure, better life for all the sentient beings in future. So this is the case why the sustainables of the environment is very important for all the sentient beings existing on this earth, from the microorganism to the old organisms standing on this earth or existing on this earth. So in that way, I would say that everyone have to act locally. Please think globally and act locally to sustain the environment on this earth and have a better life for everyone. Thank you so much. So this is my presentation today, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. And now, I cannot hear.
Madam, can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Yeah.
In between there.
Let us see, madam, if any questions are there from
Yeah.
the student's point. I don't think any questions are there. If anybody wants to ask the questions, please.
That I feel so happy that because everyone is aware of the environment, they know very well that how to maintain and preserve this environment. And that is from, of course, from by birth. Everyone is hearing and listening it, you know. So maybe the youngsters who are going to smoke in future, you may take example from mine so that it will help for your health and for the environment too, from the small things from yourself to the big issues, isn't it?
Okay, I hope you have made it very clearly, madam, that environmental sustainability is one of the biggest issues faced by the mankind at present. No part of the earth is now untouched by the effects of human activities, like it may be urbanization, industrialization, or modern agricultural practices. By your lecture, madam, I think you have made it very clear that sustainability is not just about adopting the latest energy efficient technologies or turning to renewable sources of power. Sustainability is the responsibility of every individual every day. That's very important here. It is about changing our behavior and mindset to reduce power and water consumption, thereby helping to control emission and pollution level. So I am very thankful to you, madam. And now I request Dhanashri. She is going to propose vote of thanks to all the resource persons and the participants.
Thank you so much.
Vote of thanks.
Kitli madam is there? Kitli madam?
Yes, she is there. 1 second.
Madam, 1 second, Malbury.
Yes, yes.
This is the college.
Madam, passing madam. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, please.
There is a question from students that how environmental sustainable goals have been acted and achieved up to 2030 in India.
That depends on how we practice every individual, I said. So if we act from the beginning to preserve the environment, definitely in future, there'll be a better. If we keep on polluting the environment, then the automatically the future will be a more problem. So in that way, it is not only the government who makes the laws and legislatives and all, it's every individual's actions. For example, for the cultivations, like reduce using chemical fertilizers, and for example, for the water resources, as we have to utilize the water in a proper way, not to waste the waters, like even for the drainage, and for everything, even for your like when you for example, when you wash or you take shower in the morning, you don't keep on flowing the water all the times, because you should use how much that you need it.
True, true, madam.
So that is a small example from the beginning. You can act locally and then think globally, so that then there'll be definitely in future there'll be a better life. And now it's a more scientific time, 21st century. It's a so it's a scientific age. Definitely, if we human beings click our mind and practice and follow that exactly, then definitely we will have a better future. Especially India too. So India is improving a lot. And when you compare from the earlier time, it has improved a lot. Although you might be thinking that, okay, when you compare to the European countries, it has more pollution, but there are other countries which are more polluted than India, isn't it?
True,
there's a lot of improvement going on. So it's every individual's responsibility is very important, as I told you from the beginning. So we have to practice it.
Yeah. Madam, there is one more question from Swati. We speak of sustainable development in theory, but is it practiced in reality by all the countries in the world? Can you quote some of the countries which have been practicing this?
Yeah, of course. Switzerland is one of the top in practicing the environmental law. I can show you the true examples here. For example, like here, pollutions, the global issues, the air pollution or anything that comes from the local issue from the beginning, isn't it? Yeah. It begins from the self. So every individual here, they always thinks on the environment. For example, if they want to split, they don't split on the street, which will harm for the environment, isn't it? For the human health. So they split on the papers and keep it in their bag. And when they see the dustbin, they throw it there, and that is how we practice the cleanliness in the surrounding areas. Environment is nothing but the surrounding areas around us. And for example, if you want to eat something, or if you want to drink water, so people might be thinking that drinking waters from the bottle is more pure than the tap waters. So and afterwards that the empty water, they throw it on the road like that, wherever they are, like instead of keeping in their bag and then throw it in a proper decomposed centers, but here in Switzerland, we bring every individuals in a proper place for the decomposed place. So that is how we can give an example. Yeah. And so it is practice. That's why if you come, you can see it. I think you might have come to Switzerland. Any one of you visited here, you might be seeing. So, and also Singapore is also, like you cannot, in Singapore, if you eat a chewing gum, you cannot throw it on the street. So you'll get a fine.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And here, even a single pepper, if you...
There is one more question, madam. Bhutan is declared as carbon negative country. So why are not following them as a role model by increasing forest area and reducing carbon dioxide emissions? Why are we not following them?
Exactly. So they're the role model.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
why we are not following them as a role model by increasing forest area and reducing carbon dioxide emissions and all? What must be the reasons?
So maybe, like, for example, as I told you, every human beings are very greedy. You need for your own basic life. So for that, you need food to eat. So maybe that soil, maybe you use it for the cultivation of crops, and then that by cultivation, you need you put chemical fertilizers and everything, which is really harmful for the environment. So instead, the government has, for that cases, I think the government has to take the more action on that, isn't it? So of course, every individual can also plant a small, like even single plants, when you plant it in your courtyard, it helps. Vegetation doesn't mean that you have to cultivate whole lands into a forest, because we also need a food to eat, not only for we human beings, for all the sentient beings. So of course we can take a great example like from Bhutan. So that we have to practice it. The other government has to make a strict laws, and then have to practice by every individual. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Is.
Thank you, madam. There is a question from Shridhar, sir. Please, sir,
Okay,
go
no,
ahead.
I just wanted to add along with Pasang,
Yeah.
Bhutan is a very small country and it is already based in mountains and there is already vegetation and everything is already there. And the population is not as much as Indian population, or the ratio between population and the square feet area itself is also different than what Bhutan and India has got. India started with working on environment, say even if they had policies, they were never implemented. But now, since last 8-10 years, the environment is being given importance from a lot of people, and then it is not worldwide. This problem is not just locally, it is worldwide. The problem is worldwide. Even countries like Brazil had good forests, but then the forests are decreasing. Plus, there was a forest fire, and then a lot of vegetation, wildlife which was there, which got destroyed. It is nature playing against us, plus humans playing against the nature. So after all, at the end of the day, the whole nature is getting destroyed. It is not like forest fire could be for any reason. Some think that it was deliberately put on fire. Okay, we don't know. This is like some negative mindset, some psychos are doing it, but then it is affecting everybody. So we need to actually, this is a larger problem. You need to look deeper into the solutions, like say, what can be done deeper into solutions. And then if suppose there is a fire, like this time we saw fires everywhere, all continents.
Australia.
Continents there was fire. There was no continent or no place left on earth where there was no fire. Yeah, only say where there is not too much of forest, it was okay. But then we need to get some laws and certain things which are very strict, like say it is as good as killing people is cutting forests or something like that. This is the kind of laws we need to get until everything becomes back to normal. Otherwise we are going to have a very, very tough time. Right now itself we are having tough time, but it is going to be really, really bad. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now I request our student representative, Dhanashri Khorate, to propose vote of thanks.
Okay.
A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Ms. Dhanashri Khorate, studying in the final year, on behalf of Department of Geography, RPD College, Belgaum, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the resource persons for sharing with us your knowledge and experiences today. I must mention a deep sense of gratitude to Mrs. Pasang Dolma Madam, Department of Swiss Red Cross, Switzerland, for giving an excellent coverage on the environmental laws and their practices in India and Switzerland. Thank you, Madam. I also would like to express a sincere thanks to Shridhar Pattar Sir, CEO, TNC Pune, for his guidance on the career opportunities in geography and its domestic scenario. Thank you, sir. I thank Dr. Achala Desai Madam, Principal, RPD College, for providing support and encouragement. Thank you, Madam. I'm grateful to our professors, Dr. Abhay M. Patil Sir, Dr. S.I. Kitli Ma'am, and Dr. M.S. Kurni Sir for organizing today's webinar. It was indeed a very helpful one. Thank you, Sir and Madam. A big thank you to all the delegates for their active participation in this webinar. Without you all, this webinar wouldn't have been a successful one. Last but not the least, I thank Professor Pierre Carvalho sir for all the technical support. Thank you, and thank you all, and have a good day. Thank you.
Please note that the participation certificates, the link to get your certificate will be emailed or WhatsApp to you. We'll be sending it in a day or so. Thank you.